Super Bowl Sunday. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles.
When you think about the classic venues to host the NFL's ultimate game, this one's right up near the top of the list. The Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. We are minutes away from Super Bowl 59, and we've got a tremendous matchup in store. "60 years of Super Bowls have led us here. More history to be written tonight as we get underway." And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Hurts throwing right away. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play 1 there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
The drive will start with an option going left. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it. Most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself.
And the Ravens are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep it back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10.
Hurts.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Credit that sack to Travis Jones. Well, certainly not an ideal first quarter for him. Remember, he lost the fumble earlier, and here he ends up on the ground with a sack.
And sometimes what happens when you make a mistake early, you get too cautious going forward. Just cover up the football and take care of it and be able to cut it loose. Otherwise, your offense is going to stall.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
Being chased out left.
Hurts fumbles it.
And it's picked up by the Ravens. And that will set him up in excellent shape. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Okay, after those first 2 drives, I think there's a head coach who's going to be called for CSI. They're going to want some forensics on this. What is going on with this ball club? Unable to hold on to the football and take care of it.
Yeah, 2 straight fumbles for them to start out.
Yeah, you would think that this team would come in ready to go. Sometimes just mentally not prepared, and it shows up in these types of plays.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll start out here with the option left. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Jackson now. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Henry will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. I think you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
A try here for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. They trailed early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want, and other times the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. Now Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, and those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to him, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll look to throw here. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. 1 quarter in the books. 14-0 is our score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports. Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
3rd and 9 here. They're going to look to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Wiggles free. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
They'll start with the option.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. First carry now for Justice Hill. Shows off the quick feet as he takes this one up to the 20. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl.
And the Eagles with a dime look. 6 DBs on 3rd down. Jackson. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Flowers. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch a game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
That was a chance for the breakthrough. He's got a man running free, and you've got to be able to put that on him. But instead, led him too far, incomplete.
2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
And he slings one that's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. This short throw caught by Goddard. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts
as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Back to throw again. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. The kick by Elliott is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Now maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp.
Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least have something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Jalen Carter in on that tackle. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment.
It was Derrick Henry, as he normally does, making his impact felt in that first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun, throwing the out route and complete. It's Flowers. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the